It's kind of is sort of like it's with heavy heart that I'm, you know, making this particular recording. Um, it's a with Tariq and Umar. Um, it's really sad, seriously. And I consider these two guys as being like two of the giants of actually the conscious community. They are both of them are fully aware of this system that we live in, of that black people that are living in this country, in the United States, and actually the entire world, the system under which we are living in. These are the two guys who are very much aware of this. And black people can learn and have learned, I know, so much from them, both of them. All right, especially with Dr. Umar and all his videos. I've watched so many of his videos. I didn't purchase any of them. They're all online. You can find them all online. And I don't think he even have a website where he's actually selling them. I'm not aware of any of that. But you can get all this stuff online. People is always posting stuff all the time. Right, that's Umar stuff. You can see him anywhere. I mean, you can go pay for his lecture tours or whatnot, but I'm not interested in that stuff. I'm very much interested in, what he says in his videos that he have online. They're very positive videos. And I think a lot of people learn from them, especially he talks about a relationship. I mean, it's everything. This guy talks about everything. Talks about the school system, and it's true. The thing about it, what he says is that he makes some valid points, especially people like myself who who's very much aware of the school system in the United States, because I've been a part of it in various aspects. So I know exactly what he's talking about. It's the truth. It's the truth. The stuff he's saying, what they're trying to teach, it's the truth. You can't take that away from him. In terms of relationship, black male and black females, whatnot, the guy is on point. The guy is on point. And it's funny, Tariq Nasheed mentions the same thing. He says the same thing. They both says this pretty much are, they both are on point and in agreement with each other on a lot of these topics involving, black people. So to see them like this at each other's throat is really sad. And I'm pretty sure white folks are out there looking at them like, you see, there's no way these fuckers can win. There's no way they can win. They can beat us. Look how easy it is for them for the egos to just overwhelm them and pretty much destroy them. Right? Look at these Negroes. Always at each other's throat for the least of shit. It's always the macho shit, and it's surprising that Dr. Umar is a psychologist, so he should really know how to behave himself and conduct himself and not being too emotional when, being attacked or whatnot. He should know. I understand, people reach a boiling point, whatnot. But again, he's a teacher, he's a psychologist. He should know to deal with these things. And he should be aware of, because we are aware of, you're a black man, you're very much scrutinized, especially when you are not a fucking pastor in a church. When you're a pastor in a church, you can get away with any fucking thing you want. Especially when it comes to black women. You can lie, you can tell them whatever you want, make them drop their drawers just like that. Once you're a pastor. Once they know that Jesus is behind you, whatnot, you can, talk up a good game and all that Bible shit. They do whatever you want them to do. But if you're not, and if you sort of talking against that sort of thing, you get more pushback, especially from women. And they don't like that because they're not accustomed to that. That's not the system that they're used to or that they're trained in. That's why you would always find Umar getting a lot of pushback even over the years from these black feminists and whatnot. Because that's not what they're being taught. That's not what this American society teaches black people, black women. No, If he ain't a pastor, he's not no leader. He's nothing. He's nothing. Always, treat him suspiciously, you know. And that's how it is. And it's funny. Tariq knows this as well. And he talks about it. Talks about the same freaking thing. Talks about the same thing. All right? And this is how this is what happens. This is what this is you know. And there's always a figure here. There's always this discord. There's always the demon discord always in the mix. There's always someone who sets the fire, right? And we know who that is. We know who that person is. So it's not the first time he did this stuff. It's not the first time he did this stuff. And this is a guy who claims to be a doctor as well, and always talking about economic empowerment and how to be a millionaire and whatnot, how to get the kids to be a millionaire. Yet he's not one, mind you, and he's so smart. Always talking about how smart he is. He's not one, but he does all these things just to get views, right? Just to get views and promote himself, right? You'd always hear him talk about having beef with people, and somebody didn't call him, so he's wait for the opportunity for something to happen to that person, and then he would put out a video on them, right? And it's all time and time again. This is this piece of shit. This guy's a piece of shit. I'm not even gonna mention his name, but I think everyone knows who he is. He's an instigator. He's a saprophyte. I swear to God, he wait till someone is on bended knees or some shit, some issue, someone who apparently he had contact with at some point, who see him for who he is, a piece of shit, and brush him off, and then he like boom, here, so and so, look what happened to so and so, and then he would go back and say, well, I you don't like me, and he could have called me, and you have my number, but well, I guess that's just how it is. Trying to dig it in like, oh, haha, look what happened to you, haha. This is how he is. And again, I'm not gonna mention it, but I'm pretty sure everyone knows who this piece of shit is, right? So-called smart professor or whatever. Yet he's not a millionaire. I know he's not a millionaire, right? But trying to tell people how to become one when he's not. Or else, I swear to God, he wouldn't be doing all these sneaky, shyster shit that he does. All right, but anyway, this is gonna be brief. It's sad. It's really sad that these two guys are going at each other. Right? It tells a lot about them, and it tells a lot about the Black conscious community. It tells a lot about Black people in general. We are losing. We are losing badly. And when you think that you have some really positive brothers out there or sisters who can who really put the message out there, who you can really sort of use as an example of look, this is a positive guy, this is somebody who people need to help support, whatnot, right? Then shit like this happen, and then you got to start from square one. Anyway, there's Professor Truth out there. There's Jason Black. There's Better Truth Show. But he's trying to leave. I mean, he's at it up to here. I understand where he's coming from, man. Brother Bay, I totally understand where you're coming from, brother. I totally understand where you're coming from. But you gotta try. You gotta keep pushing, bro. You gotta keep pushing. You have people who are supporting you out there still. I support you. I watch your videos as much as I can, and I totally get